Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Welcome back, everyone. So, how was your vacation? This is Kim Harvish, who's Educator, Chapman Museum in Glens Falls. And for some reason, you know how it goes sometimes with some people, you just sit down and you just start laughing. So that happens frequently when Kim and I get together. Kim is involved with, just got back from vacation, which you probably just figured out. Boy, this is tough re-entry. You come here
I know,
on the first day
Who
back
scheduled
from
that?
your vacation. Kim is involved with a really interesting concept. This year represents the 100th year, it's 1917, when women won the right to vote in New York State. And to celebrate that, Kim and some other people in Glens Falls are putting together a reenactment of the woman suffrage convention that took place in Glens Falls in 1900. You know, you're just not sitting around idle there. Where'd you come up with this? It's not a vacation. Well, fabulous idea.
Yeah, well, we have such rich history for suffrage in Glens Falls and in the surrounding area, and I just think it's so important, in this year that we're celebrating women getting the right to vote in New York State, that we show, that there was such an interest here in Glens Falls and that we do have a rich history in it. And so we knew that there had been a convention in 1894, regional convention, and Susan B. Anthony came to that. And there was so much crowd. The crowd was so large that they had to call in extra, policemen and everything. And so she was so impressed with the welcome and the enthusiasm for the movement in Glens Falls that she recommended that the statewide convention be held here in 1900.
Mm-hmm. Some things don't change over the course of history. The power of New York State in terms of its influence on national legislation. It's always been that way. Mm-hmm. And of particular interest in this, of course, was that at that time, the West Coast's feelings about giving women the right to vote and the East Coast were very different, right?
Right.
So the ability to get New York State, the powerful state with all those legislations involved with this subject of giving women the right to vote was very important in getting this legislation passed.
Right. It really was a key point.
Yes, right.
A pivotal point. Carrie Chapman Catt and the National American Women's Suffrage Association really turned a laser focus on New York. In 1915, they had the ballot measure in different states, and they realized they really needed to focus on one state, and they chose New York because of the reasons that you just mentioned. And so they really turned a laser focus and devoted all their time and energy and money between 1915 and 1917 to make it happen.
You know, something that we would just take for granted today, or something we would say, well, that's a no-brainer. It actually was very difficult at that time. It didn't pass a number of states. Right. It was really only after New York really put its teeth into this thing, combined with the power of the West Coast, that it really did start to take hold.
That's right.
Interestingly enough, in 1894, when Susan B. Anthony was in Glens Falls, the convention was held at the First Baptist Church. In 1900, when it came back, it was actually held at Ordway Hall, which is now Spot Coffee,
That's
right?
right. That's
the
right.
YMCA building on Glen Street in Glens Falls.
Right.
But you're having this reenactment at the First Baptist.
Right. It was a little hard to have it at Spot Coffee.
Have a latte.
And the other place that they did hold board meetings and things like that was Rockwell House Hotel,
yeah, right,
which, on the circle there, which is no longer there at
That's
all.
right.
So we went back to the Baptist Church, and they've been so supportive and so excited to have us there that it's been a wonderful partnership there as well.
Wonderful research you had to have I know you, so I know that you put an amazing amount of time into research in looking at the actual transcripts of the speeches that were given in that time.
Right.
Right? Not
Right.
necessarily at that convention,
Right.
but in this time. Now, how many people are participating in this reenactment in period clothing, by the way?
Well, we actually have Carrie Chapman Cat coming.
Great idea.
Mary Loyness, I believe is her name, from Bolton Landing, will be there. Susan Bain from Glens Falls. Mary Anthony, Susan B. Anthony was ill and couldn't come, so Mary Anthony is there. Addison Colvin from Glens Falls.
Yeah, I see that. And Reverend Anna
and
Howard
Reverend
Shaw.
Anna Howard
Now,
Shaw.
everybody will be speaking, right?
Yes.
And you're encouraging, it's free admission. I'm telling you, bring your kid, your children, bring your grandchildren, give them a sense of history. I think it goes without saying that in this time when there's so much divisiveness about people's rights and social injustice and all of that, to have a little lesson in an entertaining venue like this with to understand where this country comes from, our history, and how in some ways it does repeat itself, in some
That's
ways
right. What can we learn?
What can we learn?
Right.
That's it.
And I do want to mention too that it's not just speeches. We have a Sweet Adeline's group coming, a quartet coming and then we also have a play from, I believe it's 1896 or 1898 that there'll be a little skit that they'll be doing as well. So there's all kinds of entertainment, and we'll have an intermission with some interesting things for people to look at and do. So.
Oh, I know. Kim has been telling me about this. This is really quite an event. Now, it's free. You got a grant, right? And
we got
free.
Yes, we have Humanities New York. Wonderful.
And it's this Saturday, October 21st, 1 to about 3 p.m. I'm sure it'll go longer than that, but 1 o'clock to 3 p.m. on a Saturday in the fall.
Doors open at 12:30.
Yeah, got it.
Come in and
At
get
the
a good
First
seat.
Baptist, that's on Maple Street, right?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
First Baptist Church in Glens Falls, right on Maple Street. Get a sense of history in an entertaining venue with all kinds of activities going on, and learn something. How about that concept,
I
right?
think it's wonderful. I hope you see
mention the
people
other
there.
organizations too, because
Yes,
it's a Chapman.
absolutely. It's not just me,
Yes,
by any stretch of the imagination. Crandall Library is involved.
Right.
The Warren County Historical Society is involved, and then we have other individuals. So we have like Sandra Weber, who's an author and a reenactor, and a lot of Kristen Field's been great. Sandy Rhodes. We have a lot of.
Well, a lot of activities, a lot of people.
Linda McKay. The League of Women Voters.
Got it.
They're involved as well, so I'm trying to remember everybody.
You just wish you could tell them, just back off. You know what I'm saying? Kim, it's great to see you, and really, hats off to you for taking this on. This is a wonderful idea. It's a 100th anniversary celebration of a woman suffrage convention that was actually held in Glens Falls way back when. Great, Kim.
When you love what you do, it's fun, right?
Yes, you got it. Thanks for coming in. Great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back from your vacation.
Thank you.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.